Okay. Good morning, everybody. But let's talk about what happened. All right. What happened this past week? Um, if you look at the indices, good old US study. The indices has done everything that we thought it was going to do, right? It pulled back to exactly to our spot where we thought it would pull back to. It bull crapped around up here, right? Which I would call consolidation. But if you look at it, it's still giving you lower lows, right? Then on Thursday, it started pushing down, Thursday and then Friday, right? So what happened, right? Like, why did it push down? What happened on Friday? What news came out?
I think it was CPI. Was it
CPI.
CPI?
CPI. What is CPI?
Is that the unemployment?
No, it's core inflation. Core inflation. All right. Inflation is probably the number one driver of interest rates, right? Do y'all understand that?
Yes.
So if you listen to the Fed talk, right? Anybody from the Fed office when they come on and they start speaking, right? Let me just see if I can Google. Okay. So do y'all know what the inflation number was? Anybody? Anybody? Y'all here trading these market streets.
Hey.
Hello, anybody? Does anybody know what the inflation number was?
Is it 8? That's what I was just reading.
Yes.
I was just reading. I was just
Yes.
doing some research.
Yes. A whole 6% higher than the target. So inflation is going to cause all kinds of havoc. It has the prices out of whack. People can't afford to spend the type of money that we're spending. If inflation is going to be 8%, nobody will be able to afford to eat and drive and all that other good stuff, right? So the Fed has to bring that number down, right? We've increased the interest rate, basically 0.75, right? We did it 0.25, and then the last move was 0.50, right? So people trade the US 30 and these other indices, and they buy, right? Because indices are designed to go up. They're going to buy the indices, right? Until they know for sure whether the Fed is going to raise interest rates. Once the inflation number came out, you know that the Fed has to raise interest rates. Every time the Fed spoke over the last month, you got the St. Louis Fed, you got the New York Fed, the Dallas Fed. Every time somebody spoke, they all said, "Hey, we got to get this interest rate down. We got to get the inflation down. We got to raise 50 basis points." That's what they said, 50 basis points. Everybody was saying we got to raise it 50 basis points, because we got to get these interest rates down. So when the number came out at 8%, which is way too high, that pretty much cemented the fact that the Fed is going to raise the interest rates 50 points. So if you didn't do anything else, you could have just sat on your hands until the CPI numbers came out, and then you would have saw the dollar shoot up. So every AU, NU, EU, GU, it's all going to tank. US 30, it's going to tank. You have to understand that as a trader, because that's your gravy train. Like, you're going to make your money there. You'd have made your money on Friday. I didn't even trade the US 30 on Friday. I traded AU on Friday. This move we've talked about every week too. Right? Y'all remember talking about AU? But you didn't have to trade AU. You could have traded EU. You could have traded GU. Like, these moves are easy. Like, these moves right here are like big joker guarantee moves. So this is just the start, to answer, I guess, to get around to my point, Kenya. The price hasn't went anywhere. It just turned around and came our direction. These prices are going to have to push down. All these charts look exactly the same. So believe you me, on the 15th, by the 15th, these prices will be further down than what they are. That's just how it works. So you're not late, you just have to kind of trust what you see. We're gonna hit this low right here. We're gonna go past this low. So the next target low on the US 30, after we pass this low, would be this dotted line at 29,878. The more we raise these interest rates, trust me, this is gonna keep falling, keep falling, keep falling. And if you look, this low is about the level. We're right at the level that the market was at before the pandemic, right? So no harm, no foul. Like, we're all panicking, or everybody's panicking about the market crashing, but the market is just deflating, coming back to the levels that it was before the pandemic, before all the free money came in and the companies started doing the wrong thing with that free money. They started buying their debt, and it shot the prices of the companies up. So I think it should suffice to say that the market is probably going to reach those levels, right? I don't know for sure. I can't say guaranteed, but we know it's going to push down, and I'm anticipating that it will touch these levels. And as the inflation starts to come down, then the market will bounce at some point and turn around. But who knows how high we have to raise the interest rates, before the inflation comes down. I'm thinking 5-6%. I mean, come on, man. We have zero. Like, we're only like at the 1% range or 2% range. That's nothing. So, just get ready for the same. This is the same move every time we talk about an interest rate raise. Pattern, same move. And in between the interest rate moves, at some point the market rebounds, right? But if you notice, the rebound of the market is not higher, right? The rebounds aren't higher. So the direction since January has still been to sell. Does everybody understand that? Your CPI news, as long as you know the inflation is high, as long as when you show up at the grocery store, you know you're paying too much for your groceries. You know you're paying too much for your gas. You know you're paying too much for your energy. Then you understand that you're going to get a tank. Then you get the rebound. This is just a retracement. Market retrace right into your golden zone. From this last high, it pushed down, retraced right into the golden zone, and now it's pushing down again. So easy trades, the dollar's going up. Everybody knows it. Everybody understands that. So that's easy money play right there.
And there's a clear order block as well.
Clear. It don't get no more clear than that. I agree.
Where your POI is a clear order block.
I agree. I
So,
agree.
and it's on NAS and S&P 500 as well.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and Fred has been calling that Nas like a mofo, man. So if y'all trade Nas, you know, altcoin Fred, he calls it beautifully. And it works. I mean, it runs every time. So if you understand these news events and you kind of understand what you're looking for, you're always going to be in the thick of it. Let's talk about the economy killer right here. Yeah. My target is still a $1.30, guys. We came close. I think it went up to about 124 this week. Y'all ready for y'all's $8 a gallon gas?
No. Just sit at the house.
Wait, I sit there, but the gas. Is that for all you jokers that sit at home? This winter, when you go to heat your house, it'll be double. All right, so from the last pullback, price pulled up to about 123.39. It pulled right back to the 78% line. And now it's headed back up. So it looks like we will get another tap. I would look for oil to come back. You can refine this 12-hour order block, but I would look for price to come back. Maybe double bottom here and then push up. What are the odds that they clean up this quick? There's a very small imbalance. Just right above your zone. I would look for price to push back down. Maybe even around this order block right here. This is where your 78.6 is. All right. I don't know how many of you here trade oil, but I know we have at least one person. But that's what I think of oil. What these 130 is going to cruise right in here, right around. I mean, just in time for your $8 gas prices. All right, so gold, man. Gold gave you the business. I'm looking for gold to come into this area. Then I'm looking for gold to start selling. Maybe it'll push a little higher. With the 15th is what, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday?
I think it's Wednesday.
Let's see. Wednesday. Yeah, that's the Fed meeting, huh? So that's when the interest rates were raised. I think wherever gold is, it's going to push down. The dollar is going to get stronger. Gold should push down. There's an order block here. And then the next order block is here. I don't know, the time frame, but I look for gold to come in this area, maybe a little higher into this order block here. But I definitely think we'll stay below that 1900 mark. And then I think we'll push down. All right, you guys have any pairs that you want to look at? We kind of talked about the dollar pairs.
Yes, please, the the JPY pairs, please.
All right, NZD, JPY. Did we get the liquidity run on these jokers? Are you just trading NJ?
We were looking the other day, we were looking at NJ and AJ, I think it was.
Yeah.
But it didn't tap us in yet. I don't know if it's gonna come back to that order block that we pulled up. I'm
Well,
driving, so I'm going to mute myself.
AJ didn't tap us in, but NJ tapped us in.
right here. Is this what you're talking about, Celine? Or are you talking about on the daily?
On the daily.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, okay, my tapping was supposed to be on the 4-hour, I think.
I don't know about the 4-hour, but I think if you're like if you have a price marked on a chart, it doesn't matter what time frame you scale down to. That price point should be the guide. you got the retracement you're looking for on NJ again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna play this for a buy till it shows me different. And primarily, everything that I read about the yen, you know, they're just refusing to raise their interest rates, which is why price rebounded like this in the first place. But this pullback that we had over the last couple of days, I think it's excuse me, I think it's a great pullback for the buy. And even if it doesn't buy past this point, if you look at this weekly chart, we have to address that wick that was left. So at least initially, I think you have several pips that you can buy here. Maybe you got about 100 pips or so you can play with for a buy. I think that the dollar trade is a lot easier, a lot more straightforward. But if you want to trade these JPY pairs, I'm going to use my 9 and 13 moving average again, and I'm going to buy when the price gets closer. And let me see. Okay, let's talk about the this moving average. If you're using these MA lines, right? This is kind of similar to your RSIs when you talk about these moving average lines. So when the shorter moving average is on top, the trend is going your direction. When it switches, like when this red line switches to the top, price will be going to the bottom, right? So when this switched over, right, this is kind of an indicator. It's a lag indicator still, guys. But this switch over was due to the price breaking this high right here. Then you get the switch over on your indicator, right? On your moving average line. Right? I mean, you didn't necessarily need this moving average because we already talked about it, but this is just how it works. So now if you're looking for entries, you want to enter when price comes back to your moving average. Y'all understand that?
So
Yeah.
the short one is the 13 moving average, the longer one's the 20.
No,
Which-
this is the 9. The green one is the 9, and the red one is a 13.
Oh, okay. So those are the ones that you used before that were blue before. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but the shorter one is the one with the smaller number.
Yes.
Okay.
Now y'all know how they make the RSI. Um, this is an easy trade too, Elfie. UJ. Because UJ is going to the moon.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, when are we gonna retrade to get
Yeah,
in?
I was just about to ask that. When is it going to reach? They want to get trapped.
It retraced already.
So it's just going to continue to what? To where?
I mean, this is the dollar. We
Okay.
just talked
Okay.
about the dollar. The dollar's going to go up. Japanese, you know, that they won't raise their interest rate.
Right. Okay.
But why would you say that's the easier trade than NJ if that one hasn't, I mean,
Man,
already done
we know where
retracing?
we know where that's going. We know where the dollar is.
To the moon.
To the moon. All you got to do is
Jumping at
Open-
some order
open.
block on the lower time frame.
open your purse and collect them coins.
Yeah, and then it goes straight out in bills, which are raising.
There you go. You got to start spending a little bit. Here's one that we talked about last week too. Y'all remember talking about USD CAD?
Yeah.
And how we talked about, you know, this was a deep pullback, and we wonder how far the pullback was going. And then I was like, well, it's still technically going up because we have these lows right here, even though this pullback was deep, like how many hundreds of pips was this pullback? 400 pips. You see that? Right. These are some monster moves, man. Where did it pull back to? Man, y'all tripping. Right to your money line. We talked about it too. I didn't get in this trade, but I remember talking about this trade with y'all last week on the call. And look what that's, man. It don't get no easier. How much drawdown would you have been in if you used the money line? $20 pips. 20 pips, man. This initial trade would have been a 10 RR. Just imagine what kind of a RR you could get when you drop down. Oh my God. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this definitely needs to pull back, and then we can ride it to the moon too. These are, in my opinion, these are easier trades than a lot of the other trades. Okay. Anybody got anything else they want to look at? I like this AJ setup. I like it better than that NJ setup, Elfie.
Yeah, AJ didn't hit our,
Yeah, it didn't tap us in, no,
mm,
or at least not me.
I mean,
But I guess I should have had
you mean
like
the
a,
order block right here?
mm-hmm.
Just tapped you in, girl. What are you talking about?
she's
No,
talking
we
about
were
the daily
looking-
order block.
Oh, when we saw that bearish order block the other night.
Well, now it pulled back to your bullish order block to tap you in. What are you talking about?
To go back up.
Yeah.
That
So-
is a good one too.
so
But
let's-
I know what you was talking about, Elfie.
I do too. I'm just being facetious. But
And
so look, remember we talked about just hopping in these trades when they don't come back and tap you in?
mhm.
To just hop in? What?
That is not what I said, Elfie. I said we talk about these trades not hopping in.
Right.
Like, you know how you get on the 5 o'clock call and you have an order block, and this next candle doesn't tap you in.
Mm-hmm.
And some people on the 5 o'clock call will just jump in this trade and buy it, right?
Okay.
And then the trade does this, turns around and puts them in the red because they just hopped in up here somewhere. And then they wonder why, because the trade came right back to the order block. It just on a different day, it came back to the order block. Remember this is what I was talking about. This is why you don't hop in if you don't get tapped in. Because chances are it's coming back to that order block at a later time. This trade happened to break this structure. Come back and tap. If you measure from here to here, where's this pullback gonna be? What do you think?
At least to the imbalance.
Yeah, it's gonna be 78.6, homie.
I mean, yeah, of course.
I'm sure it is the imbalance, whatever type of balance it is, but ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Can you put the field back up there for a second, please?
Ignore. You gotta do some homework.
It's too early to be mean. Okay, so question, and I'm just curious. All right, so it's already, it already retraced to the 78% zone, but that's okay. I see it. Never mind.
You see what?
Never mind.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what was the question?
Look at what's the
Well,
question?
I was gonna say, I was looking to see, okay, it tapped into, I'll complete my thought, but it tapped into the 70, it retraced back to the 78% area. So I'm like, okay, I was thinking of my entry, but I know how to, I'll just go down and look for it.
Well, listen. You missed your entry. Your entry is right here. You're gonna have to find a different entry a different way. But I mean, my point in bringing any of this up is we have to move from being reactive to being proactive. We have to anticipate these moves, right? Like Selena, I know you and everybody on the 5 o'clock call, y'all know enough to be able to anticipate these moves. Like, it sounds like y'all are playing victim a little bit. Like, where is the market going? All of these moves are moves that you can anticipate, by just using your tools, right? You know how to drop down and find the imbalances. I mean, when this thing turned around and gave you this bearish candle, you could have threw the fib on it then to find out where the 78.6 was, hone in there, find out where your point of interest was for the turnaround, right? Like this isn't something that's beyond y'all's understanding or y'all's capability. So in order to better position yourselves or anticipate these moves, we talked about this USD CAD last week.
Sorry, Todd, do you know for the AUD JPY, is that for a buy or a sell?
For a buy.
Okay.
All of these moves, we talked about these. We talked last weekend. I know we talked about this USD CAD. Every one of your trade setups that you're looking at, you should be able to see and plot, you know, that trade and where you think it's going to go before it gets there. That will help you be proactive and not reactive, and it'll give you a lot more confidence, you know, going into your trade, taking your trade setups. You're not just taking it because it made an order block, which is cool, but you know, you want to get to the next level, right? So this USD CAD trade, we have a weekly buy order block. That's awesome, but you could have already been in the trade right here based off what we talked about last week, and you could have caught this entire move. Now you're going to catch a pullback and the move up, right? There's nothing wrong with catching this pullback and the move up, but we just left a lot of meat on the bone because these 250 pips you could have caught, you know, on Friday pretty much. Friday was the meat of that. Well, I guess Thursday was the meat of the move, but Friday it bounced off the line, you know, once the CPI news came out. Yeah, I mean,
Understood.
what else do y'all want to look at? Hey, so we talked about doing a call to review losses. If anybody's interested in that, I don't have a problem with doing it, but if we do a call just for loss review, it's going to require journaling, right? So if you guys are interested in that, you know, we can do it. I don't know what day right now, but we could do a call for loss review. But I just want you guys to understand that if we get on the call to do a loss review and you don't have your trade journal, we're not even going to talk about it. And when we say journal, you know, I need to know the price you got in, why you got in, what the setup was, right? Your stop loss, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, you know, kind of get with me, DM me, and we can talk about like maybe the dates and times that we're looking at doing that. Does everybody journal? Well, I know everybody doesn't, but drop a 2 in the chat if you do journal. If you have a trade log that you write down. Leandra, why did you laugh? Because It's not 1.9. So I was gonna ask you,
Because Selena put 1.5.
I was being honest, Leandra. You know, I couldn't put that whole too.
so
I write it down, but I don't write it down to the extent that I should to be able to discuss my losses.
yeah,
Yeah. It is quite a lot to, when you've got other things going on as well, to
Right.
keep up with it, like,
it's a
consistent.
lot that you guys have to. I mean, it's something you're gonna have to do if you're
If you
not.
want, yeah, we want to review your trades and like learn from your mistakes, definitely.
Right. Now, what I don't do, and what I'm going to start doing, with your help, Leandra, is
Oh, is it?
yeah. How do I do my screen grabs for a trade?
Are you on a Mac?
No.
Oh, you go up to that camera where it says publish on the top.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I
Just-
could.
No, just above main watch where it's that camera, yeah.
God, damn.
And then copy link to drop.
I think you can just take us, do it in trading view. Just grab the.
I
Yeah,
can't.
so you can click on copy cut. I think it's copy link to chart image. So basically that will give you a link, and every time you open that link, it will open the chart, the screen grab of the chart right now.
And you can, it'll also log the trade as it happens, right? Like I know if I publish an idea and I go back to it, I can see where the price went from the point where I published it to where it actually went. You know what I'm saying?
It won't, when you open the link, it's just an image. It's not, the actual charts on that day at that time. It's just an image.
Okay.
Well, you can try it now if you want.
Where do I save this to?
Just save in, you don't have a Mac, or just save in like Word, or, like I showed you, I saved it in my log chart in.
So
you could, if you go into like open a Word or a document, or even if you open another web browser, web page, and then just put it in the browser, it should open up. If you open a text box and just drop it in the text box and then open
it. Oh my God, you're so bossy. I put it in a Word doc. It's not blue. It's not like a blue hyperlink, but still, I mean that's cool.
Wait, let me have a look. 1 second.
Oh, there it is. I didn't hit enter.
Oh, has it come up now?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, lovely.
Perfect.
Yeah, the reason I put 1.9 is because when I'm doing wheel strategy, I just take screenshots of my befores and after, when I got in and when I got out, and the results. And then I've created a separate Discord for myself, and I just upload all my screenshots in there. And then if I'm doing ForEx, then I'll go onto my Excel spreadsheet and actually log my trades.
Do you actually review those? That's the next that question is for everybody. Do y'all actually, the people who log trades, do you review them?
Yeah, I was reviewing my trades before I jumped on this call.
Yeah, just it's perfect. It's perfect. Well,
only because I got time today. Yeah, it's good to review, especially if you've lost in the week, to see where you've gone wrong, and helps with psychology as well, to see why you got into that trade that went wrong and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now.
So, I mean, that's just something to kick around if y'all want to do a loss call. I don't think it's a bad idea. It'll just be a bad idea if you ask about a trade that you lost and you don't have any information on it. We can't really review a loss if there's no understanding of why we hopped in the trade. And, you know, sometimes that happens, you know, people get into the trade just because they want to be in a trade. But you have to understand that, you know, if you're a trader that just likes to get in trades just to trade, then, you know, you need to come to terms with that. Maybe there's something within that needs some fixing. Maybe you just have a lot of money you want to throw away. I don't know.
I
So
would say definitely the best way to log trades, especially if you haven't got time, is take screenshots and then open up a private Discord for yourself and write where you've entered and then take before and after screenshots and where you're gonna enter, where you're gonna exit. Because that instead of doing like a whole Excel spreadsheet, at least you've got some record of your trades. And it's simple, you can go back to it if you're already on Discord as well.
I think you're the second person I know that opened up a Discord just for logging trades.
Yeah, I heard it off. I think is it Des or Alicia? I think I heard them say they did it, and I thought, oh,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
it was Des does it. Yeah.
That's the person.
Yeah, and I thought that's just a good way just to keep everything together because you can open up different, you know, chats for yourself to review. So, you know, when you want to trade and stuff like that, and it helps with psychology and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. The tools are there. We just have to kind of get in a habit of using the tools. I think if everybody honest with themselves, then they'll kind of understand that too.
Yeah, it's what's good for everyone's lifestyle as well, because obviously everyone's got a different lifestyle, you know, got different responsibilities in life. So it depends on whatever suits you, what you've got time for, and yeah, to help you grow as well. Okay, I'm done now, Todd. You can take it.
I
But yeah,
think.
can you reply to my message, please? I didn't message you.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you message me on Discord?
Discord, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll reply to it when did you message me?
Hold on.
Oh, I see.
25th of the 5th.
I
That's
see.
like what?
I see it now. I must have seen this and just forgot to
Like 2 weeks ago,
yeah.
2.5 weeks ago. How rude.
That is,
You do these weekly calls every week.
yeah.
I get no reply on Discord. Wow. I know you're a boomer, but you don't need to act like one.
A boomer. Oh.
That is hilarious.
Don't reply now.
Does anybody listen to Earn Your Leisure?
Yeah.
Market Mondays.
Yeah. I do.
Anybody else?
They talk about mainly stocks.
Yeah, but he also talks about oil as well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and like some like NAS and.
But you know, I find a lot of their information are already. I don't think they analyze it like we do.
No, because they're doing stocks, but
yeah,
they do give a good overview of the markets and
the guy that comes on is hilarious. the white dude that they have for their investment.
Ian. Ian.
Is it, yeah, that's his name, Ian?
He's not white.
No, it's there's a guy from Jersey. They get their information from.
Oh, all I know is Ian. Is it Dum?
No,
No.
not that guy.
Oh,
That guy is kind of cocky.
well, you can say that about a lot of traders now. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe it's because they made a little money, but he just comes across kind of cocky.
No, as listen. But yeah, the cocky one, Ian, was saying about oil might hit 150.
It is gonna hit 150. We don't. I don't know that it hit this summer though. You know what I'm saying? Like I really I think that I think 130. You know, in the next week or two.
Yeah.
But 150 is huge. I think it will really take a
Something big.
prolonged Russian invasion or whatever, right?
Mm.
Um, we'll see. We'll see. But I think that war is pretty much about over.
No, it's not. They've took 3 of UK civilians and they sentenced them to death.
Did they?
Yeah, in Russia. So that alone cause a big war.
Man, the UK is the UK talk a good game, but they ain't flexing no muscle, man.
Yeah, because if they did that to the US, there'll be bombs flying.
Hey, even the US, man, they got Brittany Griner in prison. Ain't nobody, listen, 3 people ain't gonna cause a war. Like Ukraine has been begging us for weapons pretty much. I know we gave them some, but not to the level that they want.
They need.
3 people, yeah, not to the level that they need. You know, they would have to, the 3 people that they kidnapped over here would have to be like Biden, Hunter Biden, and
I was about to say, you gotta be dang near the president.
yeah. We're gonna talk trash. You know, it's kind of like somebody pushing, you get in the fight, you start talking loud, but you ain't swinging, everybody can see through that. If Russia tries to push into a different country after this Ukraine, then I can understand, everybody kind of like shutting him down, kind of like they did Hitler.
Mm.
Well, anywhere else will be NATO ground, so that means somebody has to react after that, which Russia, I don't think it's gonna do.
Well, we'll see.
They won't do that.
Says the girl that lives right in Russia, on the doorstep.
What? She's in Germany, no?
Yeah, she's in Berlin. Hey, but right, how far is you're pretty close to Poland, right?
Yes.
That would be the next place that
But like I said, that's NATO grounds.
I know. But how many miles? How many kilometers is that?
Oh my gosh.
From where? To Poland?
Yeah, kilometers. How many kilometers to Poland?
Why, I don't know, Google.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I thought you might have known.
it's right next door, so it's right next door, and then Ukraine is under there, like in the back.
You got the man right in your backyard. I thought she would know how many kilometers. I need to know when I
I'm
need.
just learning how to count pips, okay?
Oh, you
Is
learn
it?
about this, like,
She wants her escape card.
I just want,
Hey,
one thing how to count is money. I don't count kilometers.
It'll be a shame to win your
Like-
trade, but lose the war. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
You'll win your trade, but Putin will be in your backyard before the trade closes.
She'll be on a jet by then, flying out. Don't worry.
You don't know how many kilometers. What's up, Prince? Why you got your hand?
Wait, so you think like all the USD pairs is gonna fall because of the inflation?
Oh,
Gonna rise.
let's talk. I mean,
Where you been, Prince?
No, I heard what y'all was saying. Like one of y'all said it was like 8% inflation. It's a reason why I'm asking this.
so you're asking what USD CAD is not falling. What do you mean? Like,
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean this pair. But like y'all said at the beginning of the call, you was like when we was talking about inflation, like you was saying like all of them are
dollar's gonna get stronger.
like USD pairs, the AUD pairs. Didn't you like say something like that?
okay, let's back up.
Oh yeah, Todd, can you explain that? Just just go over that again, because I want to go over that again. The interest rates and inflation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're a trader and you have these news events, right?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to leave. I just want to go to ForEx Factor because we kind of talk about these things and I just kind of assume you guys are following. So coming up this week in our news, let's just talk about what happened last week. Last week we had a red folder for USD, right?
Yes.
That's not last week though. We started the month off. That's interesting stuff you just dumped, Leandra. You have to explain it. But we started the month off with our non-farm payroll data, right?
That's what, sorry. What did you say? I have to explain?
The stuff that you dropped in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me finish my thought and then I'll let you
No, it was just a link because it shows the interest rates and the inflation rates.
okay.
Just if anybody wants it.
Cool. So we got our non-farm payroll data, right? Which it showed a strong jobs report. Like we had more people working than we anticipated, right? Which means the economy is strong, right? That's good news. Y'all tracking?
Yes.
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 All right. Then we had the Treasury Secretary that spoke. This is the news event to where she was basically saying that they misjudged the threat of the inflation, right? If you remember, whenever the inflation started, they thought it was transitory. Y'all remember that term?
No, can you please elaborate? Please?
So they thought the inflation was going to come and go. They thought it was going to be temporary, right? They thought that the inflation would fall a lot faster than it has. They didn't think it was going to be here for months and months and months.
Mhm.
That was a big deal. So when you see this kind of talk, people are positioning themselves for interest rate raises, right? So even if you didn't hear her talk, you see this article right here, from June 7th?
Mhm.
US is currently facing unacceptable levels of inflation. Unacceptable. We have to deal with this inflation. The only way you can deal with inflation is by raising the interest rates. The breadcrumbs, right? They're telling you we got to raise these interest rates, and not just a little bit. Every Fed person that spoke over the last month, they've all dropped the 50 basis point move. They've all said 50 basis points. So this is all lining up for you as a trader to understand that the dollar, we're going to get interest rate raises, which is going to make the dollar stronger, right? And
Mhm.
the talking heads out there on the news we're all sitting and clinging to this core CPI, right? Core CPI is the only thing that could have derailed a 50-point inflation move, right?
Earlier you said, Todd, that CPI is inflation. It's like synonymous, or because I know it's called Consumer Price Index,
Yes.
but it's not. Okay, I
Yes.
was confused.
This measures your inflation.
Okay.
So if you look at this first article, it says another. Let's see if I can pull this joke up. Another US inflation upside will motivate the FOMC to pick up the pace, right? So what does that mean?
Raise the interest rate again.
Yeah, but raise it at a faster pace, right? Because the only way that you're going to get on top of inflation is by raising that interest rate. So if you raise it 0.25, this inflation is going to keep going up, keep going up. I mean, at some point you'll be at 10%, 15% inflation, everybody will be hurting. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be more aggressive when you raise your interest rates. So the Fed has made it clear. You see this? The Fed has made it clear they'll be considering a 50 basis point move next week.
So when it says 50 basis points, does that mean like 0.5%, or
Yes.
what is the basic point?
0.5%.
So that will bring the interest rate to 1.5.
Yeah. And I'm telling y'all that I think the interest rate need to be like at 6%. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because inflation's at 8.6.
8.6% inflation, man. Like,
That means cost of living's going up and the interest rates are lower. So how are we gonna live?
Okay.
if
So
if it costs you 8.6% more to live this year than it did last year, you're in trouble, man. Like, you need
You're not getting a pay rise as well. So your pay is still the same, but the cost of living's going up.
Definitely, because the average American pay raise is 3%.
Yeah.
What's
So
that mean of?
just think, if you have to buy fuel to get to work. I mean, pretty much it's doubled, man. Like, gas prices have almost doubled here in the United States. So it's costing twice as much to get to work. And it's costing you twice as much to eat that same steak that you were eating last year.
okay.
So where is this extra money coming from? Your savings? Americans don't save. You know? I mean, it's hard in these streets. So all of this, all of these price points are pointing to the Fed raising the interest rates. So it just kind of lines up to where the week before they announce the interest rates, you have this CPI data that comes out every month. So every month, this is going to be or with the market conditions the way they are now, this is going to be a layup. Like this is the easiest trade that's going to be there for you. So Prince, you were asking me about the USD pairs going down. So if USD is in the back, yeah, that pair is going to go down. If USD is in the front, that pair is going to go up because the dollar is going to go up because they're going to raise the interest rates 50 basis points.
Mm.
I mean, they've already said it without saying it, I mean, they really need to raise it 75 basis points, in my opinion. They need to get ahead of this, right? So just understand where you can trade and look for your money, right? Like every time they raise interest rates, what's going to happen to the indices?
They're going to go down.
Every time. So this is, if you understand that, you don't have to wait you don't have to be a reaction person. You can be ahead of the trade. And it's the entire reason that we talked about the US 30 last week. It's the very reason why we didn't think the US 30 was going to push higher than this. Even though we had this weekly bullish order block. Y'all remember that? Remember we had this weekly bullish order block a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, man, this is going to be it. Maybe it'll go grab this liquidity, but I don't think so. Y'all remember that conversation?
Yeah, I do.
So that's my premise on why I didn't feel that this market was going to raise, because everybody knew that the Fed had to raise the interest rates. This is only a retracement. And now the market is going to push down. Yeah, you missed a big move on Friday if you didn't understand the CPI, but trust me, this move is going to keep going. We haven't even broken the low, right? So because you were behind the power curve this time, well, last time too, because this is the last time move, right? You see how far I fell the last time, and then the time before that. This is going to be a repeat occurrence every month while we're raising interest rates. That's how it works. So these are repeat moves that you can go to every time. And news events happen every month. They're not secret, right? And leading up to them, the numbers bear themselves out. As long as the economy is strong, they're going to raise interest rates. So when you raise interest rates, the people who don't like interest rates to be raised, they will always say, if you raise the interest rate too aggressively, you're going to cause us to go into a recession. Well, yeah, but I mean, something has to give. You can't allow prices to run wild and your poor people to starve. It's just that's not how you run a country.
So the interest rates go up, and that means if you're borrowing,
is more
expensive to pay back.
Right.
So that's why US 30 is going down,
because companies borrow money in order to make money.
Or if you have a mortgage or a house that you're paying back to the bank. Do you want to explain that how it would? I think people get it more if it's related to a certain thing, like a house or car payment.
Yeah, well, I think everybody, if you own a home, you kind of already understand, right? They raise the interest rates, it's more expensive. It directly affects your house payment, right? Your house note. So the more they raise these interest rates, the more the banks are going to charge for any type of loan, car loans, personal loans, mortgages, any type of loan will get more expensive, right? The big ticket items become very expensive because it's over years and years and years. You know, you'll have a lot of people who might have equity in their home and they want to take some equity out. They won't do it now because it's too expensive to pay it back.
Mm.
But I think where I'm like having like I guess large thinking issues is when you say the economy is strong, but yet inflation is getting higher. I don't understand that correlation or that like.
Okay, so let's talk about strong economies and inflation. Anytime your economy is good, anytime there's money being made, inflation is going to go up, right? If there's plenty of money to spend, that means the demand is high. So everybody has money to go buy a car, the price of that car is going to go up. If everybody has money to go buy sirloin steak, the price of that steak is going to go up because the demand for it is there, right?
Okay.
When we came out of this COVID lockdown, there's no houses to buy because everybody's buying houses, right? It's dirt cheap. So the cost of houses went up. The cost of cars, you were paying more for a used car than you were when it was new, probably. You know, like because people have all this money, but there was no goods. Like it wasn't enough goods to go around, but people had a lot of money to spend. The way you dampen that demand is you raise the prices. The prices go up. So that means the prices for food went up, the prices for gas, the prices for homes, the prices went up. Now you got to raise the prices for money. If you borrow money, we're going to raise the price because that will dampen the demand for that money. Now you're not going to borrow money because it costs too much to pay it back.
Is that so interest rates? That's the interest rates.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So do you understand that?
The interest rates I get, the
No.
steak I did.
What? So you ask about the inflation, like you don't understand how if the economy is good, why the inflation is high.
Yeah.
So
I explained that. So if the economy is good, that means everybody's making money, right?
Yeah. Everybody's working, everybody's making money, everybody can
What do you
spend.
like to buy when you make your money? You personally,
Say what?
what do you buy with your money? Like, do you like to shop for shoes? What's that?
Shoes and clothes.
Prince said
So-
nails.
So listen.
And
So,
what?
Prince said nails.
But that's already in the budget. Nails and
but
budget.
Always be there, right? Elfie, no
Okay.
matter what inflation does.
I can't. Mm.
so Elfie, so if everybody is making money, everybody's making good money, then the
Mhm.
cost of your clothes are going to go up because more women they're all going to want to go buy the same clothes, right? They're going to want to go buy new clothes too. So you have to raise the prices for those clothes if everybody has money. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, so most of the like businesses, I feel like they're trying to compete for customers and don't really raise their prices.
Well, that's not true. All the customers have money.
Okay.
Because those things are in high demand.
Yeah, they're in high demand.
They're in high demand because the inflation's gone up, but also, you've got imports is going up. So getting supplies is going up. They're not, readily available pre-pandemic as they were. So, everything's adding together and
Okay.
they've
Like-
got a price, like the rent's going up for, say, I don't know what store, like Topshop, the rent's gone up. So on all of their stores, so they're going to put up the price of the clothes as well. So there's a lot of components. that are going towards inflation.
Okay.
But people are had money from the pandemic because they were working from home. You know, they've got good paying jobs, so now they can spend more, but there's still a limited stock available, let's say shoes. So, you know, the price is going to go up because they've got 500 to sell. Once that's sold, they won't get stock in for another 6 weeks. So that shop needs to stay afloat.
Got it. Okay.
Do
Thank
you get what I mean?
Yes.
Are you sure, Duffy?
I understand the language of shoes.
Do you cook, Elfie?
What?
You cook.
Do I cook? I do.
Oh, okay. So you should understand that too. How much is your food? Is your food more expensive or less expensive?
Honestly, I don't really pay attention to that.
You rich. You don't pay attention to it.
No, I'm not, but I don't. Like, okay, what I did notice was, for instance, tomatoes got more expensive, and my nail lady said she can't get no like sunflower seed oil, like sunflower oil, and no flour because of the Ukraine war or something like that.
Yeah.
But so I noticed that people have been complaining about it, but me personally, I got flour, I got oil, I'm good.
You Gucci, you Gucci.
No, but I'm not really. I don't know. I guess I'm inside my little bubble and I get my news from you guys. So
Well, that's not good.
says who?
You got to get out your bubble, Elfie.
But anyway,
Hey, I like-
before Todd starts to roast you, Effie, because I feel like a roast is coming on.
I'm tired.
I would say just start look at the US news, because that's what moves the markets. You know,
I mean, I look at ForEx, like, checking red and orange folders, but
or like how, I think it's CNBC or Yahoo Finance on YouTube, they were saying like, oh, people complaining about interest, inflation, the cost of foods going up in the supermarkets and stuff like that. Look at the US news, because looking at like German news and looking at how much tomato ketchup's going up for you, it won't help you when you're looking at the markets. Looking at US news, I think will help you more, like understand it a bit of how people are reacting in the US.
Yeah, because we don't care about tomato ketchup over here.
obviously.
What, you don't like you don't like tomato ketchup? Kind.
No, we like tomato
Yes,
ketchup.
they do.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Not joking.
they like mayonnaise and they're not baking like we do.
They're not classy.
This
But
is-
it's okay though.
we don't like tomato ketchup. We like tomato ketchup. And
Oh, we're back at tomato.
listen, personally, we like it spicy, spicy.
We got all the flavors over here in Europe, in the UK.
Yeah, but Elfie, you're gonna have to step up your US news game. If you want to trade, if you want to take this particular trade or this type of a trade, I'm just saying, if you want to trade the dollar or the indices, this makes your trading a lot easier, right? Like you understand what to look for. You don't need to wait until you see an order block or this move. You kind of understand the fundamentals that make these moves happen.
Okay.
Right? Like if you look at all last week, the market was going up and down, right? Up and down, up and down. And then all of a sudden you get this massive drop the last 2 days. It was because this first drop was because the anticipation for inflation, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second drop, the CPI actually came out. The CPI numbers actually came out.
That's what I don't get, Todd, is that the CPI was actually high, which was good for currency, but then the price went down and the inflation rates.
So listen,
Where was the news that inflation rates came
Yeah.
out? Because I didn't see it. I was so confused.
CPI is good for currency. It's not good for indices. If it's good for currency, it means the currency is going to get stronger.
Okay.
Inflation rate, interest rates, raising interest rates makes the currency stronger. If you have a high CPI, they're going to raise interest rates. That's the next step.
Okay.
So the people who trade those markets, they understand it. So when they anticipated that the inflation rates were going to be high, then when the report came out, they were high. So the market pushed them. So over the last couple of days, you got like 1,000-point move from the US 30.
So what news,
Almost
which news folder dictate that the inflation rates was going to be high? Can you just show, is it on ForEx?
The CPI, yeah, ForEx factor.
But I thought CPI was consumer price index.
Well, that's
not inflation. Is that inflation?
That's how they measure inflation. If the consumer prices go up, that means your inflation is high. Consumer prices they won't rise if inflation is not there. You know what I'm saying? So your CPI and your core CPI is what they use to measure inflation.
Okay. Yeah, got you.
See how this says change in price of goods and services?
Mm-hmm.
That's the inflation, the change in price.
Yeah.
The percentage.
Consumer prices for the majority of overall inflation. Inflation is important to currency valuation because rising prices lead the central bank to raise interest rates out of respect for their inflation containment mandate.
Mm-hmm.
So this report is your #1 report for inflation, right? Everybody understands what the Fed target is, right?
No.
So we talked about it. We just talked about it earlier on the call. The U.S. Federal Reserve,
interest rates.
well, but what is their target point for inflation? Where do they want the
0.5?
What's that?
0.5?
No, that's what they're going to raise the interest rates, but their target for inflation is 2%.
Oh, okay, yeah.
8%.
Yeah, they don't want an 8% inflation. They want 2% inflation.
So in order to get back to the 2%, they have to keep raising prices for consumers.
No, they don't raise prices, they raise interest rates.
And then that brings inflation down.
Yes, when you raise interest rates, prices will start coming down because people won't have the money to buy it, right? You raise interest rates, people won't have extra money to buy things. So
because their bills have gone up.
Well, the
outgoings,
the cost of borrowing money has gone up.
Yeah.
So they won't have extra. They can't just go borrow. They can't go put it on their credit card. So then they won't have the money to go buy these bullcrap goods, and the price of those goods will come down. Hence, the inflation will come down. That makes sense?
Yeah, thank you. It makes sense to me.
I knew as soon as we start talking about spending money on credit cards, y'all would get it.
I've never had a credit card, so I wouldn't know.
Woo, that's a win, girl. That's major.
See, in the US, they all know about credit cards. Because most people don't go to the bank to borrow money anymore, like in a personal loan. They have a credit card, right? They might call the bank and be like, can you give me a bigger limit on my credit card? Back in the day, you had to go in and get a signature loan or whatever, right? You had to get a loan. But now you have a limit on your credit card and you spend. But even the interest rates on your credit cards go up when they raise interest rates, right? So
yeah, just the same as like your car payment, your house payment.
Exactly.
Yeah, because everything belongs to.
Exactly. So people, when they raise these interest rates, people stop spending. They can't afford to pay back those prices. So does everybody understand?
Yes.
And now you understand why the US 30 dropped those 1,700 points, right?
I think I asked a similar question like last week sometime when I asked what's the correlation between the US 30 and the
Yeah, it seems like we talk about this every week, which is fine, you know, but hopefully you guys are taking notes and you can retain some of this stuff because the market won't always be this simple, right? It won't always be this straightforward. This is the market that we're in right now, right? Where the big moves are dominated by talks of inflation. Like um, during the pandemic, nobody ever talked about the CPI, right? During the pandemic, we just bought the indice and it went straight up. You know, I remember Ruby saying, just buy it, you know, don't ever sell the indices, just buy it. Well, that was true during the pandemic.
Mm.
You know, that's not true anymore. You know, if you're buying the indices, you're getting killed. I mean, you could have bought this retracement, but you got to understand that that's the retracement. Like I don't hear that buy the dip bull crap right now, you know. So you just kind of have to understand what's moving the market, right? And understand the market that you're in. You know, your moves, your big moves are going to be your sell-offs, right? Then after your sell-offs, you're going to have a rebound, a retracement, and it's going to be a big move, right? But don't get confused by the retracement and think that the market is going up now, because that's not the case. I think we're a pretty long ways away from the market heading up. You know, we still are in sell-off territory, and we just marked the area on the market that the indices were before the pandemic, right? So just understand that we're taking off the head that we created during the pandemic.
Yeah, I get it now. It's just I needs to go over it. It needs to be
Yeah, which
repeated
is cool.
a few times. But yeah, I get it now.
But you know, if you don't trade indices, you still have easy trade setups when you hear this type of news because the dollar is going to go up, right? So you
Mm.
can just trade GU, EU, AU, NU, you know, USD, CAD, USD, JPY. Those are dollar pairs. You understand that the dollar is going to go up against those other currencies. So, you know, much the same way the indice tanked, you know, Thursday and Friday, you'll see EU, GU, AU, and NU, they all tanked too.
Mm.
And they just tanked because the traders understand that the interest rates are about to rise next week, right? So those are just the big people getting in position to start riding that thing down, you know.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
you should be getting in position too. And these are moves, guys, that we anticipated on this call. We talked about this. So just, you know, like stay up on what's going on. Maybe you're not writing it down or you're not revisiting your notes or whatever, but these moves we anticipated happening and we anticipate the market falling. So we're going to get the fall that we anticipated once they announce the interest rate raise.
And so do you think that next week when they raise the interest rates, it's going to continue to fall or will there be a pullback?
It's going to fall. I mean, there's always pullbacks, but you know, it's
Or
going
retracement, like a small retracement.
Yeah, I think we'll play the retracements the same way that we do in any other time. See how the market fell
Mm.
and it retraced. So I mean, we might not get the same amount of days. It might not be 10 days of it falling. You know, maybe it'll be 8 days that it falls. But you're gonna get that fall, and then you'll get a retracement. And then you get a fall, and then you get a retracement, right? So all this retracement was a pullback on the weekly, right? See how the weekly retraced? So for several weeks, it fell. Then you get the weekly retracement. So you get the same thing.
So, but if what, can you go back to the daily, please, on this one? Now, in order to like still jump into this one, what would, I mean, would you, is this a smart thing to do or
Well,
just
let's
go
talk
down?
about that, Elfie, because you're a trader with knowledge. You're a trader, Elfie. So you tell me when you would hop in this trade.
Say that again?
I say you're a trader. You're a trader.
Right.
I know you know when to get in this trade. When would you get in this trade?
Well, the best day would have been Thursday, 2 days ago.
I'm not talking about in the past. I'm talking about you see this price falling.
Mhm.
How would you get you an entry?
Go down to the smaller time frames to check for a bearish order block that can tap me in.
Okay. Maybe you won't get a bearish order block. Like this is not a bearish order block, right?
Yep. Oh,
So how would you get in? I agree with you. You wait for the pullback. Like if this price, you wait for this price to pull back, where did it touch? Your moving average. Could have got in and sold it, right?
okay.
So
See, but that's, I don't know.
you do. The point is you wait for a pullback, right? If anytime price is going in your direction, you wait for a pullback. In any one of these green candles, if you got in this trade on any one of these green candles for a sell, I would say that's a good entry. Now, you personally might not like the drawdown, right?
Mm.
But it's still a good entry because you entered while the market was pulling back because you knew the move was going to push down, right? If you enter a trade on a pullback, as
And the
long as
pullback was to an imbalance, Effie.
right, but
And you
as long as this trade is, if you enter for a sale anywhere on this pullback, guess what? You're going to eventually start winning this trade because this market is pushing down. But
Okay.
she said it was it pulled back to an imbalance, which is awesome. Like you should understand how to. I know y'all do that on the 5 o'clock call, and even though you're not there every day, Elfie, I know you're there. But this imbalance would have been identified, right?
Mhm.
The market pulled back into that imbalance, and it kept pushing down.
Okay.
I like this 2 hour chart a lot better than any of the other charts, honestly.
So that means, is that an imbalance, a big candle right there?
Yeah, that's that imbalance right there.
No, I mean the next one, next big candle, that one.
Yep, you got an imbalance from here.
Yeah, so it might just pull back to maybe there and then.
Maybe it doesn't necessarily have to, but maybe. I mean, I think that's a good area because this is the last low, but it doesn't necessarily have to pull back to your last low.
Yeah, like if you look further down in price to 0.70600, that one of the candles is already tapped into that imbalance or fair value gap.
This right here.
Yeah, further down. Yeah, that fair value gap right there. Price already tapped into that.
Wait, yeah,
But that,
we're talking about This gap right here.
I know you're talking about that gap, but price is already tapped in with that bearish candle already.
But it's creating a bearish order block right now. Like it has created. Wouldn't that be a bearish order block?
Yeah, it's definitely a bearish on the 2 hour.
Right.
Hmm.
So I could like set up a stop.
Well, you
No.
can you can do that. But you have to understand that maybe you get in when the price pushes down and then it ends up pushing up here on a higher time frame pullback, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
So anytime you're entering the trade on these lower time frames, you got to understand where you can take your trade to, right? You can't get in on this 2 hour time frame and expect just to ride it all the way down unless you got tapped in from a higher time frame already, right?
Okay.
Is that classed as a Judas swing, or is that just?
Well, it would be a Judas swing if you get rolled up on a higher time frame retracement. So let me look at this 4 hour. 4 hour came off of retracement. I personally wouldn't enter right here on a 2 hour because
You would not?
I would wait until the 4 hour pullback. Right? So if you look at these, if you look at this order block, this is a 12-hour order block, right? So technically, when the market opens, what do you expect to happen?
For a retracement up to that order block. Yeah.
So if you entered on that 2 hour for a bearish, for
Right.
a move, and the market pushes back way up here, you'll be pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
So just always look at your higher time frames to see the possibilities. It's not to say that this will come back and tap you in, right? A lot of times you'll get these order blocks and it won't tap you in, it'll just keep pushing down. And eventually it'll come back up and tap in. But I would definitely take my cues from these higher time frames before I just hop in on that 2 hour order block, unless you're just doing a short-term trade off that 2 hour order block.
Mm-hmm.
With the understanding that the market is going to do a deeper pullback.
Yes, okay.
There are big dollars to be made this week. And by us anticipating these moves, it will set us up better, right? Whether you're trading AU, GU, EU, trade them on their respective sessions, London or US. Maybe AU and NU you can trade during the Asian session as well. But all of these pairs are pushing down this week. Easy trades, kind of straightforward. The indices pushing down this week. So these trades are going to happen regardless of the rest of the crap that's happening out there, right? So as long as we're anticipating this move or these moves, we can have our price points marked where we want to enter these trades, and it won't be a surprise to us, when the market gets to that area, right?
Yes.
Y'all got it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in a recap, we got to anticipate. We have to be better at anticipating our moves and not reacting to what the market is doing. Mark your setups. Understand whenever you have a pullback, you're looking for something specific, right? Whether it's the 78.6, whether it's a tap into an order block, only take the trade when it gives you exactly what you want. I mean, there are a million setups out there. You just have to mark it up on your chart, set your alarms, and get in your trades that way. All you need is one good trade, right? 2 entries in one good trade, and you have 10% that week, right? Maybe more than that. But you don't need a bunch of trades. You just need one good setup, and you need to do your little homework on your setup. Mark on your charts where your imbalances are, where your order blocks are, typically around the 78.6. Enter your trade and then manage your trade from there, right?
Mhm. Yes.
So we have some great opportunities. Now we just have to go out and execute, this coming week. You guys have anything else for the call?
No, thank you.
So tomorrow will be Smart Money Concepts will be an hour earlier, then we'll do the swing traders call. Hopefully Felicia will break down these pairs for us, or somebody, Felicia, you were doing the 10 o'clock, the swing call tomorrow.
Where's she at?
Look like she hopped off, Todd.
Is that what you told me? Or
Huh?
is she doing the Sunday call?
I don't think so. I don't know. You asked her to do it.
You said I asked you to do it?
No. I'm saying ask her.
No, I mean, I don't really care who does it. I just thought she was doing it.
She might, because she likes to be prepared before she does it. So
Whoever does
so
it,
tomorrow, yeah.
whoever does it is ample opportunity,
I think Kim should do it.
I was just gonna say, I would vote for,
Selena, don't do that.
you got 2 votes already.
Kim is on point, but
Don't do it, Selena, don't do it.
Just saying.
yeah, I mean, I don't, whoever does it, it is what it is. I said my little piece. So I guess we'll get together tomorrow, guys. I appreciate y'all's time.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Same-
Todd.
You.
All right, I'll talk to you guys.
Bye.
Hey, I replied to you, Leandra.